Have you ever been completely still, minding your own business, and suddenly your cat climbs on you? Not gently, not politely. They step right onto your chest, your stomach, sometimes even your face, and then they just sit there, watching you, blinking slowly, as if they chose you for something. But here's the strange part no one talks about. This behavior isn't random. It's not just your cat being weird. In fact, when a cat climbs on you like that, they're responding to something very specific, something about you. And once you understand it, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Because what feels like a simple moment is actually a message, a silent, instinctive communication coming from deep inside their nature. And tonight, we're going to uncover exactly what your cat is trying to tell you. But be careful. Some of these reasons might surprise you, and one of them might even change the way you interact with your cat forever. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Why you? Why does your cat choose you to climb on and not someone else in the room? Out of all the places they could go, out of all the surfaces, the furniture, the cozy corners, they choose your body. That's not convenience, that's selection. Cats don't randomly choose where they place themselves. They are extremely intentional creatures. Every movement, every position, every place they rest is driven by instinct. So when your cat climbs on you, they're not just looking for comfort. They're responding to something deeper. Your warmth, your energy, your presence. You see, your body isn't just a surface to them. It's a signal. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your temperature, all of it creates a kind of living environment that your cat can feel. And in that moment, you become the safest place in the room. But here's where it gets interesting, because safety in a cat's world means something very different than what you think. Imagine being a small animal in a world of potential threats. Even inside your home, your cat still carries the instincts of a hunter and prey. They are always aware, always scanning, always calculating. So when your cat climbs on you and settles down, they're doing something very specific. They're lowering their guard, and that's a big deal, because cats don't relax fully unless they feel completely safe. So when they choose your body, they're saying something without words. I trust you enough to be vulnerable. And vulnerability, for a cat, is everything. It means they don't feel the need to defend themselves. It means they believe nothing bad will happen while they're close to you. But here's a question most people never ask. What made them trust you like that in the first place? Because trust, for a cat, isn't automatic. It's earned, slowly, silently, through consistent behavior, through the way you move, the way you speak, even the way you react when they're around. Every small interaction builds a psychological pattern in their mind, and one day, without you even realizing it, you cross an invisible line. You go from being someone in their environment to being their safe place, and that's when they start climbing on you. But that's only the beginning, because sometimes your cat doesn't just climb on you to rest. Sometimes they climb on you and stare, and that means something completely different. Have you ever noticed your cat sitting on you, just watching your face, not blinking much, not moving, just observing? It can feel almost unsettling, like they're trying to figure something out. And in a way, they are. Cats are incredibly perceptive. They read micro movements, subtle shifts in your breathing, even changes in your mood. So when your cat climbs on you and watches you, they're studying you, trying to understand your emotional state, because your emotions affect their world. If you're calm, they relax. If you're tense, they become alert. If you're sad, they often come closer. And that's where something fascinating happens. Your cat may actually be responding to your emotional energy, not in a mystical way, but in a deeply instinctive, biological way. They sense patterns, they feel changes, and when something shifts, they move toward it. That's why during moments when you feel low or stressed or overwhelmed, your cat suddenly climbs onto you, as if they know, as if they're drawn to you. But why? Why would a cat, an independent creature, respond like that? The answer lies in something unexpected: bonding. Most people think cats are distant, detached, not as emotionally connected as dogs, but that's not true. Cats form deep, complex attachments. They just express them differently. When a cat climbs on you, especially repeatedly, they are reinforcing a bond, a connection. In the wild, cats bond through proximity, through physical closeness, through shared space. So when your cat chooses your body, they're treating you like part of their inner circle, their family, their territory. And yes, that word matters, because here's something surprising. When your cat climbs on you, they might also be marking you. Not in an obvious way, not like scratching furniture or spraying, but in a much more subtle way, through scent. Cats have scent glands in their paws, their face, their body, and when they walk on you, press into you, rub against you, they're leaving behind a chemical signature, a message. This is mine. But don't misunderstand that. It's not ownership in a controlling way. It's comfort, it's familiarity, it's their way of creating a world that feels predictable and safe. So when your cat climbs on you, they're not just connecting with you emotionally, they're also anchoring you into their environment. You become part of their territory, part of their identity. And once that happens, they come back, again and again. But here's something even more interesting. Sometimes your cat climbs on you for a reason you might not expect at all. Not for warmth, not for safety, not even for bonding, but for control. Yes, control. Because cats, despite their calm appearance, like to be in charge of their environment. They prefer elevated positions. They like to observe from above. And your body gives them exactly that. When they climb onto your chest or shoulders, they gain a vantage point, a sense of dominance over their surroundings. It's not aggressive, it's instinctive. In the wild, height equals awareness, and awareness equals survival. So when your cat positions themselves on you, they're placing themselves in a strategic spot, a place where they can see, hear, and react faster. And you become part of that strategy. But here's the twist. Even in that moment of control, they're still choosing you, which means even their instincts are pulling them toward you. Now think about that. Out of everything in their world, their instincts, their emotions, their habits, all of it leads them to you. And that says something powerful. But we're not done yet, because there's one behavior that confuses almost everyone. And once you understand it, everything else will make sense. Why does your cat sometimes climb on you and then start kneading you, pressing their paws into you over and over, sometimes with their claws slightly out, as if they're trying to shape something? It might feel cute or uncomfortable or just strange, but this behavior goes all the way back to kittenhood. When kittens nurse from their mother, they knead her belly to stimulate milk flow. It's one of the earliest behaviors they learn, one of the first feelings of comfort, safety, and nourishment. So when your cat kneads you while sitting on you, they are reliving that feeling, associating you with that same sense of security, that same emotional warmth. In that moment, you are more than just a human to them. You become a source of comfort, a place that reminds them of being safe, cared for, protected. And that's something very few people realize, because it means your cat doesn't just trust you, they depend on you emotionally. Now here's something important. If your cat does this often, it means your presence has become deeply integrated into their sense of well-being. And that's not something you can force. It happens naturally, over time, through consistency, through calm energy, through simply being there. And that brings us to something you might not expect at all. A small moment that can completely change your relationship with your cat. The next time your cat climbs on you, don't move immediately. Don't reach for your phone. Don't break the moment. Instead, stay still. Feel their weight. Listen to their breathing. Notice how they settle. Because in that moment, something quiet but powerful is happening. They are choosing connection, and how you respond teaches them what that connection means. If you push them away, they learn distance. If you ignore them, they learn indifference. But if you stay present, they learn trust. And trust is what brings them back again and again. So here's something simple you can do. The next time your cat climbs on you, gently place your hand on them, slowly, calmly. Let them feel your presence without overwhelming them. You might notice something subtle. They relax even more. They settle deeper. Sometimes they even close their eyes. That's not just comfort, that's complete trust. And moments like that are where real bonds are built. Now, before we go further, if you're starting to see your cat differently, if you're realizing that these small behaviors actually mean something deeper, then take a second and hit the like button, because it tells me you want more insights like this, more hidden truths about the way your cat thinks, feels, and connects with you. And trust me, there's still something important we haven't uncovered yet.